We got our camera all fixed up. Yay! Good evening, Shirley and Francie and Walter. I hope you are all having a lovely Thursday. So I'm going to kind of go ahead and go through. I have a card all planned for you. We're going to make a Dutch door card. If you don't know what that is, well, I'm going to show you. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Karen and Kelly and Isis. Hope I'm saying your name right. I'm going to attempt it. All right. So we'll pop this up here. For the card, my card tonight, we're going to start with a card base. Now, I'm going to warn you all that I'm not good with the mathing. Mathing is not my strong suit at all, but we're going to attempt some mathing today. I have a cheat sheet that I'm hoping will do the job. Hi, Kate. Hi, Nikki. I hope you are all having a good night. I have a little bit of a scratchy throat, so I have some lemon ginger tea here with a big dollop of honey. If you kind of see it, if I accidentally put it into the screen, that's what it is. Isn't just amazing? I adore Jess. She's the sweetest. Okay, so this is a card base. This is an A2 card base from Brutus Monroe. I am not going to cut it. It's pre-scored, but I'm not going to fold it or crease it. I want it to stay just like this for just a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the score line, and I'm going to put it right here on the cut line of my trimmer. And I'm going to go 3 inches. So 4.5, 3.5, 2.5. And then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to turn this 80 degrees, and I'm going to line that cut line. Hold on. Make sure you're doing this the correct way. So you want to cut a 3 by 4 1/4 piece from the top of the card. Make sure you're cutting from the top. I mean, you could, in theory, cut from the bottom. I just like to cut from the top. So I'm going to line up so that this cut line we just made is going to meet. Now we have this little extra piece and our pre-scored card base. And now we're going to go ahead and score our card. So no waste. We're still going to use this panel. So here is our basic card design. It's going to open and close and be interactive and have these 2 panels. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to try. We are going to be using the Friendship Collection today. We're going to use the butterfly papers. So I'm going to start with the Butterfly Bounty Paper Collection. And on the back of that front page, it says it has all the coordinating cardstocks. I'm also going to use some phone book and some flamingo. cardstock on my paper, my card today. I love, love, love. Yes. Thank you, Heather. Yes, I figured it out. I'm so excited. No more technical issues today. So we're going to go through these cards, and I want 2 of them. Now, of these papers. These are papers. They're not cards. I want 2 papers, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. I want a dark one and a light one, but I want the butterflies to maybe have the same sort of style. So see how these butterflies, their little bodies look like hot dogs with antennas, but then we have other ones where the bodies look like more sectioned off or small. I kind of want to do 2 patterns where like the butterflies' bodies look the same, or the butterflies' bodies look like hot dogs with antennas. You know what? I'm just strange that way. You do you. I think we're gonna need to do this one. Yeah. This paper is so pretty. Oh, maybe we should do that one instead. Those look close. Okay, let's do those 2. So first I want to fill in this top piece. For this top piece, I'm going to use my lightest paper and the phone book cardstock. So my pattern paper panel, I'm going to cut it to 4 by 2 3/4. And then the yellow paper, I'm going to cut that at 4 1/4 by 3. Yes, this butterfly paper pack is amazing. I love it. When I sat down to figure out what card design I wanted for today, I was 100%. It was the first thing I pulled out. And I said, I'm playing with all these butterfly papers. I love butterfly papers. So 3 by 4 1/4. And then the pattern paper is going to be 2 3/4 by 4. Oh, Donna, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that you have been so sick for so long. Then we're going to put the pattern paper and we're going to layer it up on the cardstock. And that's going to be the top of our card. The bottom of our card, I'm going to use the flamingo cardstock. I have a little strap in here that's big enough so I don't have to use a new piece. And then for my matte, my colors cardstock, I'm going to do this one 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. By 4 1/4. And then the pattern, here's our pattern paper. We're going to cut this 2 3/4. I did make myself a cheat sheet. I'm just trying to read my own handwriting. 2 3/4 by 4. Did I do it right? No. Uh-oh. 2 3/4. Oh, that's where I cut it wrong. Nope. 4. Because it's 1 3/4. I'm telling you, you guys, I'm not good at this whole math thing. No, that's not right. Hold on. Let me fix the math. It's 2 1/4. Yeah. Like 4. There we go. You know, I knew this was going to be the hardest part of this card. I'm planning it out before I went live, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to mess up the math because that is what I always do. All right. There we go. Thanks for sticking with me. We've got it now. I'm the girl that likes all the cardstock layers and pattern paper layers. I love, love, love pattern paper and cardstock, all matted together into lots of layers. So here's the top of our Dutch door card. Here's the bottom. I still don't think I did the math right, but we're going to fix it anyway. This is what scissors are for. We're just going to make it work. You know why the card on Tuesday works so well? No math. That's why. Now we're going to grab just a little bit. Isn't that pretty, Britt? I love that paper too. The paper with the dark background is fabulous. I actually think every one of the patterns in this paper pad is fabulous. So this is just a little bit of pink cardstock. I'm going to use it for a little separation on the inside of our card. Okay, so here is a basic Dutch door card ready to go. Now we have really just a second. We have to fix this. The nerves are going to get to me tonight. I did so good Tuesday. Today, it's going to just all go wrong. All right. There we go. I'll trim this up. It'll be just fine. Here is the little panel. So we're going to take this little panel, which is the other part of the card base that we cut, and we're going to do a little bit of stenciling and some stamping on it. First, I also want to stamp a sentiment on the inside of my card, and I want to let that dry. So, going to grab my Misty. Thank you, Penny. Penny's like, you can do this. Well, I don't have to do any more math, so we should be just fine now. Okay. Card open on my Misty, and I want to use a sentiment. This is the Flying Into Say stamp set. I'm going to use this little one that says butterfly kisses coming your way. We're also going to do a little bit of a sentiment on the outside, but I want to give this one time to dry because in a little bit we are going to add some more decor to this long piece right here, and I want to make sure that the Raven ink is dry. So this is the Raven Detail ink, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink it up. I'm going to stamp this a couple times so it's like nice and crisp and black. Okay. And I'm going to set this aside and give it a little bit to dry. Next, of course that's going to come off, of course. Behave yourself, little card. Just behave yourself. We'll fix that up later. Just going to let all of that off to the side. I'm going to grab my stick and stamp mat. This is that little card panel I had, and we're going to use, seems on brand for tonight, the stencil. This stencil's so cool. Okay, I am going to take sections of this stencil, and I'm going to stencil just a couple butterflies. I'm going to have them, my plan is to have them so that they kind of come up and around, leaving me a little bit of space right here for a sentiment. So I can put them at like jaunty little angles, and my stick and stamp mat will hold it in place. Then I can take some Distress Oxide ink. I have Victorian Velvet and Speckled Egg because I wanted this color and this color, but I wanted them to be a little bit more muted because we're going to go ahead and stamp on top of them. And so I want a really light purple and a really light kind of sea color, or something as close to these two colors as I could get. So this is the brand new blending brushes. When I was on the website earlier today, there were 3 left. Whether they're sold out or not, by now they might be, but there were 3 left when I was on the website before I went live. And also there's a really great special on the website where if you spend $75, you can get a exclusive stamp set. It's a collaboration stamp set between Brutus Monroe and Tailored Expressions. So So you probably want to go ahead up there. So there are two ways we can do this to get the other side of our butterfly wings. One is you can take a microfiber cloth and just get that extra ink. And then you can flip this stencil right over and get the other side of the wings. My stick and stamp mat is amazing because it's just going to hold it right there. I don't even have to fret. There we go. The other thing you can do is just pick a different butterfly and make sure that the inked one is over here somewhere. Then you don't have to worry about wiping it down, but I like to wipe it down. Okay. So we have this one going this way. Now let's make another one over here going this way. And then we're going to go ahead and leave some space for a sentiment and continue on with our pretty stenciled flying butterflies. It's writing with a pen. That easy. Okay. We are actually to a little bit more the butterfly again. You amazing. My internet is telling me I'm okay. So hopefully it'll fix itself. Just fix itself, right? Just fix it. I should be better now, right? Hold on. I'm going to wait for someone to give me the A-OK. I mean, I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it starting to clear up on my laptop too. So the joys of technology. Okay. Another thing is I'm letting this butterfly, this one is going to go up and kind of like like it's flying off into the air. And then I'm going to put one down here that's going to be flying like it's flying up as well. So we have lots of fun movement on our card. Ta-da! Perfect. Yay. Gotta love technology. So does anybody have any good plans for the weekend besides crafting? Lots of crafting. And has everybody checked out the new website over at Brutus Monroe Events? And checked out all the fun stuff over there. What are we discussing? Are we talking about our favorite distress oxide inks? I can tell you what mine is. Yes, Francie has it right. This stencil is just fab. I love it. So fun and easy to use. Like, I mean, I have a thing for butterflies and flowers anyway, just as a general rule. But yeah, these are pretty awesome. Now we're going to do, since Kathy Zilski taught the class with these products this past weekend, and since I am a huge fan of Kathy Zilski, I thought it might be fun to do something that she calls free range stamping. So the stamp set that goes with this stencil is called Flying In to Say. We've already used a sentiment from it. And there are all of these butterfly pieces. I'm going to use the stitched wings and the solid body. And I'm going to stamp bodies and bodies and the little detail on the wings. But I'm going to use an acrylic block. My reason for using an acrylic block and not the Wisty. These are really small stamps, and I'm going to have to stamp them multiple times all over the place. Secondly, I don't want to line this up perfectly. I want these little stitched wings to have a whimsical, kind of slightly off-center look to them. And the best way that I am going to go ahead and get that look is by stamping them without a misty. Or, as Kathy Zilski calls it, free range stamping. So I'm going to not worry too much. And this is the other reason that I'm doing it this way, because that way, if it's on an acrylic block, then I can just do all of the wings that are over here. And again, I don't want these wings to match up perfectly. I want to have a more kind of whimsical look. I'm going to be a little more intentional with the butterfly bodies because having the stitching off to the side or not quite on top of the butterfly wings is very whimsical for the wings. But I feel like the bodies, if I start to like be all willy-nilly with them, we might have a problem. That might not look so nice. Right? Right. So I'm going to get my butterfly wings. My fuzzy head might get in here. No, we're good. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to put this nice and even between my wings. Press down. Good amount of pressure and make sure that your stamp stays in contact with your paper. If you are really quick with this, when you're stamping without a MISTI, if you're really quick with it, you're not going to get good results. But if you let the stamp and the ink kind of rest on the paper for a heartbeat, just give that ink time to soak into your paper, you will have much crisper, cleaner, better results. Just like this. And look how cute these butterflies are. They're so cute. This over here. There. Now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to let it dry a little bit. First, I'm going to add thank you. I have lots of ink. I think I said this Tuesday, I'm not a quick crafter, so I like to give everything time to dry and cure and soak into the paper. I think you get so much better results when you're patient and you just kind of let everything do its thing. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my card now. And we have this nice long strip on the inside of our card, which is begging for something on it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do more stenciling. So Tuesday we did tons of die cutting. Today we're doing lots of stenciling with this one. So I'm going to take the same butterfly stencil and I'm going to stencil my butterflies 2 over here and 1 over here with my same colors of ink and the same little blending brushes. And then we'll have some interest and fun going on the inside. What's really nice is when you do a card like this, you end up with, just because of the way the card is designed, you end up with a card that is decorated on the outside and the inside. Thank you, Heather. So this one's a little bit more up. This one's a little more down. I don't want them to be in a straight line. I really want to give this, all of this stenciling, these butterflies, the look as though they're kind of flying across and around my page. Ellen says these blending brushes just send me. Yes, Ellen, yes. They're so good. They're so precise. I think that's what I love about them. Like if I had to pick one thing that I love about them the most, it's that they are really precise, because like we're doing these butterflies and I'm not getting ink like over here or under here. Like it's just staying right where I want it to stay. And I think that is my favorite thing about them. Definitely. Ooh. So this should be on my stick and stamp mat. Let me just say, I'm just throwing that out there. I should have done that from the beginning, of course, because I started to do this last butterfly and the stencil wanted to move on me, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, forgot a step. Sorry. It's all figure outable. This off. Down. And since I stamped this and then let it all soak in and dry good, now I can stencil over my detail ink with my stencil, and it's not going to take the black ink with me because the black ink is now sufficiently dry. And that's why I did it that way. Okay. Done with that. Make my little taco here so we can get my card base off the stick and stamp mat. Grab my little piece of pattern paper that decided to just switch up on me. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing with these 3 little butterflies. Oh, it froze again. We're good now? Internet's crabby. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the stitched butterfly wings. I think these are my favorite wings, these stitched ones. There's 3 different kinds. And I definitely want to try to use all 3 of them. But I really love the stitched ones right now. And then our little butterfly body. In the middle. Again, I'm free range stamping these. So I'm going to stamp them and then let them sit a little bit so that black ink can have access to all of the paper and soak in a little bit. Try to get them as centered as possible. And I don't mind here at the end where the wings kind of are interacting with the stamp sentiment. If that bothers you, you could switch it and change it up however you would like. I'm going to go ahead and mat this piece with that same flamingo cardstock. I'm not frozen, am I? Okay. Such a happy card. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Mary. I kind of wanted happy today. Thank you, Melissa. We are almost done. We're just going to do a little bit of doodling and we're going to add some bling, but I really haven't decided where we're going to add some bling yet. So if you have opinions or ideas, feel free to comment because I know I want to add some sparkle, but do I want random sparkle? Do I want the sparkle on the butterflies' bodies? Do I want it on the ends of their little antennas? We have some decisions to make with regard to that. Thank you, Jerry, so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So nice to see you. Oh, smaller version of the brushes. That could be interesting. Francie says she would like a smaller version. I'm curious. So I'm just using a gel pen from my stash and I am drawing some little doodles because I need doodles in my life. I love a little pen work. And I just think this adds the perfect little touch to butterflies when they have little trails. Yes. Of course we have lots of opinions, Ellen says. Well, let's see them. Jerry says sparkle, sparkle, and then add a little more sparkle. I couldn't agree more. Melissa said it's my card, create your own ending. Well, that's true, except I'm kind of stuck here in a decision city. That's why I asked. Don't threaten Christopher with a good time. He'll have those smaller brushes in our hands before we can blink. Oh, that's fabulous. I am all for more of these brushes. They are, I mean, I have a pretty nice selection of blending brushes here. And I've used blending brushes from a couple different companies. And I have to say, those are like the Mercedes of blending brushes. They're so, so good. I'm good for any size, any size. Okay, now we have all of our trails done. Now we need some bling. Oh, thank you, Francie. Just a little bit of doodles. Okay, let's get the pink ones. These are the pink crystals. Light pink. So I can't put them in here, right? Because we're going to have to close our card. But I think we're going to do what Jerry said. We're going to do the antennas for sure. And then I think we're going to do some little, like a couple little clusters. That sounds good. No, it does. My glue is almost, this one is like right at the end, like it's almost empty, but I'm determined it's going to last just a little bit longer. I have to shake it up a little bit. So we're going to put some gems on. Why is it doing that? Go. No. Everything in my scrap room is determined not to work today. There we go. Don't mind me just talking to myself. It's what I do. My family laughs at me. That's why I do so good on lives, because it might seem as though I'm just doing this for your benefit, when in actuality, I tend to talk to myself all the time. Okay. I have good ideas. All right. So, what do we think? Do we need more? Or we could just leave it like that. Let me put it up to the camera. To sparkle. Jessie says you like your voice. I guess I do. I agree with Natalie. Sometimes I just need expert advice, and this is what we got. Oh, someone said something. You know what? It is pretty moody. I think I need to upgrade it. I think I need to get a stabby tool. It's on my list of things I should purchase. Point is a stabby tool, because I've never seen persons with a stabby tool. My crystal katana does get a leak. All right. Now I'm just gonna put this. I don't want to flip this over and have the gem fall off. Is that crazy? Even though I know that I have really good glue and it'll be fine. So I'm just going to attach glue to the bottom part. Don't do the top, just the bottom of this panel. And then we can adhere it. And there we go. We have our inside and our outside. And you could write a note on the other side of this if you like, or you could come back in and stencil some more butterflies on there. I mean, if you want it. Yes. Yes. I need a stabby tool. I am aware. I mean, I've always kind of had it in my head that I need one, but I think that just really proved how badly I do need to upgrade, because it would be an upgrade for. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you, Melissa and Walter and Ellen and Francie and Isis. Is that how you pronounce your name, honey? I'm so bad at this. Is it? Give me a second. Let me see if she'll tell me. Isis. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will not forget it now. You guys have a wonderful. Oh, Melissa's right. She said you could make the top portion lift up for a secret message. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, there it is.